now we have that going. So Ethan, back to you for what is your college football Week 12 game of the week?
Well, I'm going back to the Big 12. A lot of weird things
I
have
had a
happened
hunch.
at this stadium at night. We're going to Jack Trice,
Ah.
Iowa State,
Oh,
Texas. I think this is going to be a great matchup. I mean, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. You can name all the big teams that Iowa State's knocked off at night in that stadium. It's not like Kinnick level dark out, like good at night, but it's a notch below it, and they're freaking good. I'm guessing they'll wear their blackout uniforms.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. They probably will wear them.
Yeah, they don't look good
I mean,
in those uniforms.
Yeah, they do. They do. They're fighting for their lives. Iowa State wins this. You probably have like a 4-way tie right now at the top of the Big 12 standings. At least a 4-way, depending on how the rest of the week goes.
True.
yeah, and you nailed that, Ethan. That weird things happen in the state of Iowa at night. I'll have my eyes on another game in Iowa. NDSU plays Northern Iowa to close out the year. They win this game. They actually, a lot of people were saying they were for sure playing in Thanksgiving, but they went out and some other things go their way. They actually might find themselves in the 7 or 8 seed, but which will be wild to think. But anyways, the Grant, what do you got circled for your Week 12 game of the week?
I'm debating back and forth. I want to stay in the Big 12, but I never thought I'd say this again, guys. I'm going out west again. It feels like I have just lived in the Pac-12 this year. Washington on the road against Oregon State.
Corvallis.
Razor Stadium. DJ Uiagalelei has come to life there in Corvallis. Oregon State belongs in the Power 5. I don't care what we have to do, but they are a Power 5 football team. They deserve to be. I don't care if the Big Ten has to have 19 teams or however many they're going to have next year. We need the Beavs.
Smith, culture guy.
Yes, we need the Oregon State Beavers in the Power 5. I mean, they're 11 in the college football rankings, playoff rankings this year.
They're actually favored in this game.
They're favored in this game. They could ruin Washington's national championship aspirations. They could make sure Michael Penix Jr. doesn't get in the Heisman Trophy race, and Oregon State is still technically alive in the Pac-12 to get to the Pac-12 title game. And they got Washington this week, and then they got the Civil War next week against Oregon. And the same thing for Washington. They win this week. They go into the Apple Cup again, undefeated. You're prime position for a college football playoff spot, but then also to get Michael Penix Jr. in New York as a Heisman Trophy candidate. And I'm drawing a blank on this young man's name, but Washington's receiver.
Roma Dunze.
He is not getting enough credit nationally. This guy is an absolute baller. He's a stud. He's going to probably be the second or third wide receiver taken in the next upcoming draft. Back-to-back 1,000-yard season. It's another time for him to be in the national spotlight and say, hey, don't forget about me. But Washington, Oregon State, that's where I'm going to be. That's the game of the week.
Yeah, that was hoping that one was going to get to me, but when you said you were going out west, I was like, yeah, I'm probably not getting this one. So I'm gonna go back to the Big 12, and I'm gonna go to we got a state championship on the line in the Kansas State game. Both teams are still alive. Some are barely kind of hanging on by a thread, but both teams alive in that Big 12 race. Kansas State they had a couple of head-scratching losses. The Oklahoma State one, they lost the Mizzou one, which really is, I guess, long run it didn't, and it turns out Missouri's a really damn good team. And looking like a good loss.
Hey, and Missouri's coach, Eli
Drinkwitz.
Culture guy.
Yep, culture guy. Chris Kleiman, culture guy. Leopold. Mm-hmm. Two tremendous coaches. I think this game is just the start of what's going to be a tremendous rivalry. I think Kleiman is going to be a lifer at Kansas State. I think Leipold has been on record. I know what a college coach's word means nowadays. Not a whole lot, but I do believe
one
it just
coach
based
I
off.
Believe. Sorry, it's Leopold. I believe him when he says this.
Yeah, just based off of what he's done as far as as far as like his previous stops, whether it be he was at Whitewater forever. He was at Buffalo for quite a while as well. I think Kansas, I think that is the play. And he's getting up there in age as well. I think that's something else to look for. But I don't know what the situation is with the Kansas quarterback situation. I don't know if Bean's going to be playing or not. But these two teams get together, you know it's going to be hard hitting. Our offensive coordinator and his two of his boys are going to be at this game in Lawrence, and it's going to be a tremendous atmosphere. It's going to be a night game, and I'm very excited to see how this game plays out at 5:00 on FS1. I'm always going to ride with Coach Kleiman, so I'm going to go with Kansas State wins this one somewhere along the lines of, I think Kansas State's defense is a little bit better than Kansas. I think they get a couple of more stops. I think Kansas State baits whoever is at quarterback, because even if it is the third stringer or Bean, both are known to kind of turn the ball over a couple of times. Yeah, Bean's the backup. But I think Kansas State wins 31-19.